Soba is Kair. Guten Morgen. As you can see, we are all very alright. So I hope we all had a good weekend, rested well, and geared up and ready to go for this week. All right, so let's get right into it. Euro USD throughout last week was pushing up higher as expected, and for me, I would still like higher prices on this thing, at least to take out this liquidity high right here. So that would be a target. And if we take, so here we have our breakup structure to the downside, and then we take our Fibonacci tool and we put our PVD tool right here. You can see demand is still pushing up, is still in control, and now we're right at the 0.5 fib level. So, and if you can see here also, we grabbed liquidity. I think right here, let's go on the hourly. You can see we grabbed internal liquidity right here, and now if we start to see that change of character, break up the highs, something something like this, guys, right? So something like this. If we start to see that, then we can look for those longs at least to take out this liquidity high. So because as you can see, guys, demand has always stayed in control. Maybe we see one more push down to take out this liquidity level right here, um, or perhaps not. So if that depends, if we start to see that 4-hour fractal structure shift above 1162, then we could start to scale in for some longs at least to take out this liquidity high. As for the dollar, if we look at the dollar index, right, you can see, yes, in as much as we're bullish, we're in the bullish phase, we're still retracing, and there's no sign of this stopping yet. So for me, what would be the sign of this stopping? So for example, the same thing we always do, right? So you put your opens, right, monthly, and then, right, so I would like to see a push above, right, above this highs, right, because okay, here we have this breakup structure, and then here's the high, right, sorry, here's the high, and then I would like to see a break above this monthly open, and then we can start to look for those longs. So but from until then, I still expect lower prices on the dollar. As you can see, this liquidity high is also here. So right here, this could be a liquidity high before commencing its further push down. Here also could also be a liquidity high. So preferably above the monthly open is when I would start to look for longs again on the dollar. But for right now, I'm not interested. And with GBP USD, right? So which would translate to looking for longs also on GBP USD. But the thing is, I'm not really confident in looking for longs on the pound right now because the pound is so weak that, I mean, guys, look at this. You can just see it's moving sideways, right? It's moving sideways, and for me, I wouldn't want to be involved in this sort of market. Um, if you have the balls for it, be my guest. But for me, no. So that's why for now, but I would like to see higher prices, perhaps into the weekly open, grab some liquidity, or maybe even the quarterly open on the pound, on the pound dollar. But for now, I would stay out. On NZD USD, similarly, I'm looking for higher prices on this thing too, because okay, here we have the break of structure. This is our swing high, this is our swing low, right? And if we take this, right? So we have here our 0.5 um, fib level. So this is our discount, this is our premium. So I'm looking for higher price on this. So you can see the way it chops up also. We grab liquidity here, we have internal liquidity resting right here, right here, here also. Why is it not moving in a straight line? Here also. So I think that was an open, I guess. Okay, so here also. So for me, it still has more room to move higher, which is what I'm looking for. Um, and as you can see on the immediate order flow, demand is in control. We're just pushing up higher, right? So from here, pushed up higher, demand came in control, pushed up higher, grabbed liquidity here, and then pushed up again. And now we retrace back into this demand level, and now we pushed up again. Now we're retracing, we've grabbed some internal liquidity. That could just mean another push up, right? Because if you look at this historically, look at here also similarly. Look at the way it's moving. This is how it moves, right? That crawler move until we get the dump. So for me, I'm just waiting for that crawler move, and then we wait for that change of character, similarly as we did here in the past. So um for AU, AUD USD, I'm still looking for longs on this thing as the bias hasn't changed. If you've been here since last week, you know, okay, these are swing low, these are swing high. We retraced into this, we grab this liquidity, retrace into discount area, and now we've come back into this strong demand area. We're pushing up again. So for me, it's all about, okay, how am I going to scale into longs right here? So I'm looking for, okay, now we grab liquidity right here underneath this lows, broke fractal structure, and now we're retracing. So it's quite fine for you to start looking for longs right above here, and you could just scale into something like this position. Just stops below here, and then because if we look at, okay, let's look at AU in phases, right? So the thing is, we have the impulsive phase right here, right? We have the impulsive phase right here, and then we have the retracement phase right here, okay? And then now we're expecting another impulsive phase to the highs, right? Perhaps to take out those highs. So I would be monitoring that and watching out for it as I'm looking to scale into EU longs also. So that would also mean that we're moving in tandem with the dollar, right? And then for USD CHF, guys, this is as bearish as they come, guys. If you look at this, okay, we have this swing low, right? And then we have our swing high, right? And now we retrace into premium pricing, right? Retraced into premium pricing, took out all this liquidity to our left, and now we're just dumping. Now we've broken daily fractal structure. We're retracing into the quarterly open, and you could just look for more shorts because we're in the impulsive phase, right? So we have impulsive phase, right? We have here as our impulsive phase, right? And then we have the retracement phase, right? We have the retracement phase, and then right. So here we expect another impulsive phase, but it didn't quite happen, and then we pushed up, and now perhaps the impulsive phase is back again, right? So and we haven't had the breakout structure yet, so it's quite fine for you to look for ways to scale into shorts rather. Sorry, no longs on this thing. So we have liquidity highs. So how would you look for scaling? Look for liquidity highs, right? We have liquidity highs here, liquidity highs here, liquidity highs here. So wait for this to be grabbed, and then we have that change of character, and then you can look for those short, right? So that's USD CHF. For gold, guys, for gold, the golden child, right? Look for longs, right? Look for longs. Don't look for short. Don't short this thing. Don't look for shorts, please. Don't be a baboon. No shorts. Don't be a buffoon, as my primary school teacher would say. Okay, so we've pushed into the highs, right? Right, we keep pushing up higher, and then we've grabbed internal liquidity. We grab this liquidity. We grab this liquidity. We grab this one. So we've grabbed internal liquidity, right? And then from there, yes, you could start to look for longs, but I would only start to look for longs above here, right? Above this fractal high break. Instead, I would still be interested in perhaps lower prices on gold, right? I'm still very much bullish on this, right? There's no, because even if you look at the seasonality index, gold is usually bullish in December, so don't look for shorts, guys. But I would be interested in longs perhaps if we've had a retracement into this lows, because okay, if we take this as let me go to the 4 hour, right? So we have this, right? And then now we're at the zero point 0.5 fib level, so people would want to buy, right? So I would wait for discounted prices and then look for ways to scaling on gold. So because we still have this lows that we left behind, yes, we could start pushing up from here because we've grabbed liquidity, but let's see if that happens. Then it would be above here, or we wait for one more swipe of the lows. So now this becomes our fractal high, so something like this, right? One more swipe of the lows, this becomes our fractal high, then we break it, create that demand, and then we can start to look for longs, right? If it gives us that, beautiful, okay? But if not, we just wait and see what happens. For USD card, guys, if you remember, I have a position in this market from here, with my stops. It's a swing position with my stop beneath this low, and then I'm targeting a new impulsive phase, right? So still bullish on this as the card is still weak. So dollar is not ready yet, so perhaps when it's ready we start to push up, because we can still come and grab this liquidity, grab this low, even this one right here. So let's just be patient with this position. That's why I put my stops beneath here. So because once we break this, we've broken a major swing low, and yeah, longs are no longer valid, and this is no longer an impulsive, this is no longer a retracement. So that's why my stops are beneath there. I hope you guys understand. So with USD JPY, guys, just look for buys on this thing. We had this liquidity grab right here last week, and then we pushed up a little bit from there. Perhaps we still want lower prices. Maybe we come here, grab some lows. That would be nice to see. Maybe we grab some lows, but from here we could start to push up, honestly. But it would be nice to grab some of these lows that we left, like maybe this one or maybe this one, and then we retrace into this area, maybe this lows also. So um but it could start pushing up from here, and if it keeps on going, nothing we do, we just wait for demand to be formed, and then we wait for retracement again, same thing, okay? And then for US oil, guys, this is still, we're still waiting for the impulsive phase to kick in fully, right? We had this push down, and now we're retracing into this area, right? This supply zone is quite nice because we grab liquidity to our left before breaking structure, and now you could still look for those scaling shots, because okay, here's our fractal high, here's our fractal low. Perhaps we get one more push up, right? And then this becomes like the low, and then we could look for those shorts with our stops above this high, right? And one more nugget, if you stayed to the end of this video, this is my pick of the week, Euro NZD, guys. Why this is beautiful. This is a bullish market, as you can see. And then what are we waiting for? We're waiting for retracements, right, guys? We have liquidity resting here, liquidity here. We have the quarterly open right here. Just discount. We're gonna be in discount pricing. Beautiful, beautiful trade. I will be keeping my eye out for this position for this week. Okay, guys, thank you for your time.